Hey guys, how's everyone? Welcome in. Wednesday, no, Thursday. I'll get it right. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. Can't be both, right? And it's 1 o'clock. That much I know. A little bit after one. I know that because the mom was always late. Um, hey, I went to the store today. Doesn't sound like
Sometimes
big
it's not
news
the
for
word.
you, but man, I've been, stuck. I don't have a car. I don't have transportation, so getting out is not an easy feat. I mean, I get out every day. I walk. Hey, Marlon. Hey, Ellie. Less late than usual, which means I'm early. If I'm less late than usual, it can only mean that I'm early. This is my style of logic. Yeah, I went to the store. My brother was like, "Hey, I'm going up to this grocery store. Do you want to ride?" And I just happened to have cash money. I never have cash money, but a good friend of mine who a while back she likes supporting my writing. She likes supporting my YouTube stuff as well, and every so often she sends me cash, which is really nice. So maybe we'll read some stuff today. What do you think? Some poetry, maybe? We'll read some poetry. We'll read some spiritual passages. Maybe we'll talk about meditation. For those who worry about meditation, maybe, hey, Tiger King, the whole world. Wait a minute. You mean the whole world or just you and Lady Sky? Hey, this isn't an easy song to sing. I've been listening to it. I just don't get it. It doesn't stick in my head. Hey, Lee, how are you? But I am listening to it, so I'm hoping it sticks. Because when I look at it and I think, okay, I'm going to sing, I don't know how to sing it. It's just not a familiar song for me, no matter how many times I've been listening to it. You have not been waiting, Ellie. Don't take Tiger King's side. You guys heard me sing some other stuff. What do you think, Tiger King? You want to come up and sing a song? We got an open new afternoon open session. Hey, Laura, how are you? Um, we got a guest tonight, but right now we're not doing anything but hanging out. Hey, Lee, I want to talk about some of the questions and comments that I don't get to reply to often when we have a guest. But I see your concern. I see your worry that you've said like I'd like to step on. I'd like to be on the spiritual path, but then I have a but. And I loved our guest yesterday. Who said, "Welcome to the spiritual path," because that's where all of us start. Lee, man, if you knew what a mess I was, even when I was practicing, even the first decade of practicing A Course in Miracles, what a mess I was, and what a mess I still occasionally am. So, A Course in, or any kind of spiritual practice, meditation, A Course in Miracles, yoga, Kabbalah, Buddhism. It isn't to deliver us from the mess, although ultimately, yes, right? But it's to give us a navigational path, a pathway to navigate through the mess. Not quite so hard on ourselves. So when we're in the thick of it, when we yelled at our partner, when we, you know, did something shitty, we have a forgiving path that we can, one, forgive ourselves for our fallibility, our fallibility, our less than perfect stance that we've taken. And it's a way of forgiving others when we have judged them harshly. And we do, all of us do, every single one of us. And then we punish ourselves for judging someone harshly. I shouldn't have done that. Of course, you should have done that because you're human and you relate to an ego. And it's okay that you relate to an ego. The key is knowing you don't always have to. And after you do, you can choose something else. You can smile at yourself, give yourself a hug, and say, man, I'm sorry I did that. He says, I can never imagine you a mess, Yogi. You are a wonderful friend to us all. Well, think about a drunk Yogi for a decade, endangering people's lives, endangering my own life, letting my family down, ruining relationships, people who loved me and cared about me, including employers who hired me because they liked me and then me and letting them down continuously. Imagine me wrecking cars. Imagine me disappointing my parents. Don't have to imagine it. I was there. Now, here's the thing. I was never a bad person. I did some bad things, right? But, you know, I've always been kind. I've always been nice, likable, but I was an idiot. And I don't say that harshly. I say that truthfully. Hey, Anna, Tiger King says, are you going to come up and read that poem? What you said you had for me a couple of weeks ago, mate. How about we make a deal? Lee comes up and he reads that poem, and you come up and do a drama scene, Tiger King. We'll make an afternoon of it. We'll make a day of it. Now, I'm less of a mess than I used to be, but still, you know, I have not taken that final step over of trusting trusting the source, trusting God. Not yet. I'm on the precipice. I'm on the edge, looking over and saying, man, it's awful steep. If I take that step, what if I fall? And the better question is, if I take that step and I fall, what if I know how to fly? What if I'm caught? What if there is a loving presence that is there to greet me and say, hey, it's going to be okay? Why, whenever we have a what if, is it a what if this is really bad? What if I'm hurt? What if I hurt someone? What if I mess up? What if I lose all my money? What if I lose my house? What if I lose my cars? What if my dog runs away? What if my wife finds someone who has more hair than me, who's more charming than me, who's better looking than me? All right. Does that still? Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's impossible, Yogi. That could never happen. It could happen. It could happen. 26 days until St. Patrick's Day. And then we're going to sing Irish ditties, right? Camille, Eric, read it out, mate. I would do that. I would do that, Tiger King. He says Monday. Hey, Dougie Doug, how are you? So that's all our what ifs, right? It's always something bad. What if I lose her? What if I say something stupid? What if she sees through me? What if she sees who I truly am? Hey, Jason. Hello, hello. Found, what did you find? Do you like Wisconsin? We have a St. Patrick's Day parade. Nice. Since 1968, even though we're a French community. We have a lot of McKeeson in our town. Interesting. Wisconsin, pretty state. Doug says he's well. I'm glad to hear that. So, circling back, how about if we change the what ifs? What if everything worked out? What if I mess up and she doesn't leave me? What if she loves me? What if I am just enough for her? What if I am provided for? What if God, the source, love itself, takes care of all my needs? And what if I just didn't realize that? What if I'm more talented than I thought I was? Do you ever ask any of that? Have you ever asked yourself any of those questions? What if I really am a good person? Lee, how about you ask yourself that question? What if I'm a really good person? And what if I mess up, but I'm honest about it? And I say, hey, I'm going to try to do better? That everything will work out okay. What if everything's going to work out okay? He says, CK, I remember I played Johnny Nardrelli in Grease 2. There was a Grease 2. Tiger King says it's against the law to turn water off. Hey, yeah, wait a minute. Diddy Sky, what's going on? You got your water still turned off. That's ridiculous, Lady Sky. Did you get water? Did you go to the store and buy some water? So you can brush your teeth so you have something to drink? Laura says, did you really, Lee? Dougie says, I wonder every day why, Yogi. So, all right, Dougie, what are you wondering about? What's the big why for you? What's the biggest why? Lady Sky says, no bread making, Lee. Need some water to make bread, right? Tiger King says it's against the law to turn water off. Well, I don't think it was done. There's probably something like broken, right? Something going on. Tiger King says, Eric, I don't have to come up and sing because I never lost a bet. But I wouldn't make a bet like that because I cannot sing to save my life. But I do drama. So if you want me to give me a couple of days. I learned something and I will come up and do it for you. Okay. Just let me know. Laura says, CK, come up when you're ready. Hey, Paul. Paul, ET. Al Gore is the only thing that you what? What's this have to do with Al Gore? I like Al Gore. Jesus Apostle Church, Jesus Father had been a great. I have no idea what you're talking about, Paul. Dougie says, why any two people stay together in spite of things? So that's your big why? Why any two people stay together? There's probably lots and lots of whys, right? Maybe they're afraid, even if things are bad, that they won't have anyone else. That they would never find someone who would put up with their stuff. That might be the biggest why. Yeah, they treat me bad, but they say that they love me. They pay the bills. I have a house to live in. The ultimate why, and you can repurpose anything. The way we repurpose everything, according to A Course in Miracles, we hand everything to the Holy Spirit and let the Holy Spirit repurpose it. When you hear me say Holy Spirit, don't get freaked out. I'm not talking religious. If you'd rather say your intuition, your higher self, the Tao, the universe, the voice of love, the presence of love, all of that resides within you right now. Also, there's an imaginary you, the you that you think you are. All the beliefs that you have about yourself that you've inherited from other people. Almost everything you believe about yourself is because someone at a young age told you were this. Parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, friends, clergy, media. None of it's true. None of it. Guess what? Even the things you say about yourself, they're not true. It's a voice in your head, a narrator those thoughts, telling you to be afraid, telling you to be that you're too much, that you're not enough, telling you to say this, and we believe it. We are not the voice in our head. We are not our thoughts. We are not even the thinker of our thoughts. We are the aware presence to all that happens. You couldn't see me pointing in the head. King says, I played Judith in front of 800 people. And it's live on YouTube. It was live on BBC. So you should post the link so we can see it, Tiger King. You should be proud of what you've done. And it should be okay to let your friends see it. And hey, Tiger King, how long you been coming up? You've been coming up hanging out with us for a while now, several months. And things haven't always been great, right? There's been some friction. There's been some arguments. There's been some trouble. But guess what? You kept showing back up and you kept being welcomed. That makes you a friend. So as a friend, we got your back. At this point, if you don't think we have your back, you're never going to believe it. Laura says she makes all kinds of things, cups, t-shirts, pens, etc. Tumblers, bookmarks. Hey, where can I get a bookmark? Oh, you have a site. Hey, Laura, let me ask you a question. How come you never drop a link for anything? Anyone here who's done something they're proud of, I don't care what it is, drop a link, publicize it. Let us support you and work for you. We're with you. Hey, Red Bull Princess, how are you, my friend? You know, so far it's been a good day. I bought stuff. I bought groceries. Laura says, yeah, you can follow me on Whatnot if you want. Hey, Nature Guy, how are you? Nature Guy, I have a request. Thank you, Laura. I've never heard of Whatnot before. I've heard of Thingamajigs. I've heard of whatchamacallits. And there it is. Some awesome stuff, guys. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add that to my favorite. I'm going to bookmark it, as you could say. Nature Guy says I have the Whatnot app and I like it. Nature Guy says they're doing okay. Nature Guy, you want to come up and hang out with me for 15 minutes? Let's you and I talk A Course in Miracles. And if you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to be. Just hang out. Tiger King says, I do believe it, Eric. I do believe people got my back. Certain people have got my back on it, and that's my own belief. Just doesn't think a few people have, and that's my own belief. Doesn't mean I'm right. I like that you said it doesn't mean I'm right. It's very wise, Tiger King. You want to know something? Some of the people that you think might not have you back actually do. You want to know something? The other day, we were given shout outs. For Pups and I, we're giving shout outs to people and channels, specifically channels, but also people. And our friend Bhakta Tam gave you the biggest shout out. He said, hey, shout out to Tiger King for keeps showing up, even though he doesn't think that I like him, and even though he might not like me, I absolutely love him. That was from Bhakta Tam. Yeah, that's not right, Lady Sky. We need to fix that. He says, Tiger King, I've always liked you. You want to know something? I hope I'm not giving anything away. I've talked to Lee before, and Lee has always gone to bat for you, Tiger King. Behind the scenes, Lee has always gone to bat for you. Nature guy is working at the moment. Got you. Hey, Jamie. Where were we? What were we talking about? Before I interrupted myself. Jamie, what's up with the training? So we were talking about shout outs. Let me give Jamie Brown a shout out. Jamie Brown has I love watching his workouts. He's always trying something new and he's not afraid to try something new. He's not afraid of being bad at something and progressing, working hard to get better. And you get to see his progression. But most of all, uh, Jamie and his live streams he's always been entertaining, but I think he's found a spot. He's willing to talk about some tough subjects, uh, and take a stance and yet not be abrasive about it. Hey, Kat. Kat says Nashville is currently experiencing water outage due to multiple water main breaks, with officials working to restore services. I hope today. Hey, Mustafa. Mustafa, we have a returning guest this evening. We have Fiona Visser coming up. She just received notice of book proposal that she put out there was accepted. That she's hard at work on a new book. She's going to let us know what the new book's going to be. I hope, because I'm going to ask her about it. And we're going to continue talking about healing. Kat says, I'll be in the background listening. Thank you, Kat. Jamie says hi to Mustafa. Mustafa says hi to Kat. He says, hi, Mustafa. I've been waiting patiently, like the desert, waiting for the first drops of rain. It's a lot of waiting, man. You know what? In some deserts, it only rains like once every 20 years. And it says, I'm doing well. Thanks, Mustafa. How are you doing? Did I miss Toy Pups? I see a hello, Toy Pups. Oh, there she is. Hey, Toy Pups. What's up? Says Eric. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Eric. Stardashians, how are you? What's new? Gig life with Stardashians. That sums everything up, doesn't it? How is gig life, Eric? Anna sends some love to Cat. Mustafa says, doing great, Anna. So happy to see everyone, especially Seb. Peggy King says, what kind of drama performance would you like me to do? Mime. Everyone knows I'm a big fan of mime. When I come up on your show in the next couple of days, God bless. Yep, I want to see all the classics for mime. Man in the Box, Man Against the Wind, Man Fishing. I'm the one who made that up, by the way. I don't think any mime has ever done that before. Remind me to do that for Bob the next time he comes up. What else is there? I think there's Man Flying a Kite. He says, I'd like to do Day of the Eve Travis, play Macbeth. Interesting. Lee is going with the classics. Eric says, trying to get through this show. Slow month. Gigworks is tough in February. Yeah, I imagine so. Hey, do you do better in bad weather, people just don't want to go out. I would imagine football season, it's got to be really good for you, right? On the weekends. Tiger King says, Cat, how you and dog? Hope you okay. She said she'd be in the background, so she probably won't be chatting too much, Tiger King. So, by the way, once again, we got a guest coming up this evening, a returning guest, and I think it's an open weekend on Monday. Vishali Shahin, who is a Course Miracles teacher, and she's a yogi as well. Love my fellow yogis. Uh, Kelly Russell, another course teacher, is going to be up on the 25th. And Paul Hedeman, finally, after 2 tries, we're going to make it work this time on the 28th. And, Pat, if you are listening, I forgot to mention this. I got confirmation. I'm just waiting for the date. Maybe I shouldn't say too much. So I won't. I will let you know. It's not who you think it is, though. It's actually not anyone that you would think it is. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Tamara Morgan, who is the president of the publishers, the Foundation for Inner Peace, the publishers of A Course in Miracles, is going to pick a date when she's free. She's going to come up and talk. So big for me. I think it's going to be big for everyone when they get to know her. Anna says, thank you so much for everything, Yogi. You're welcome, Anna. I don't really do too much. I just show up and hang out with you guys. And I enjoy it. All of this, you know what? I'm a little selfish. All of this is really for me. I love that I get to include you guys. I love that I get to try to be helpful. I love that I get to love you guys. I feel better when I'm doing this. I feel more like myself when I'm here, when I'm hanging out with you guys, when I'm talking the talk. Laura says, I think Lee would be good at that, Tiger King. Tiger King says, Eric, would you be able to join a drama group to do drama? Because I think I'd be a good asset. I would not be able to do it. Thanks for that vote of confidence, but I would not be able to do it. I'm amazed that I can sit here and sing in front of people. Lee, do you still do any acting? Do you still get up on stage? Yep, Mustafa, we do have some wonderful guests coming up. With more in the works. Kat says, I'm good. Jack is good. Also, thank you, TK. Tiger King says, Anna, how does the gym work today? Anna is like clockwork. She does not miss a day. Laura says he's very good at acting. Mustafa says, Eric Ben combines yoga and teaching with the Course Miracles. What experience and skill would be nice to combine with this? Well, can you clarify that question just a little bit, Mustafa? What experience or skill would be nice to combine with this? Well, if we're talking the full path of yoga, for me, yoga should accumulate in forgiveness. This is why we made that little change to the title of the channel, the yoga of forgiveness. Hey, Sue. Sue, how are you? How are things in the Shenandoah? Shenandoah. Sorry, Susquehanna. I got my river, I got my state wrong. And that's my home state. It's my home river. Although by rights, I was born just off of the Allegheny River in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. But traveling up to my father's home territory in the mountains in PA, North Central, we had to go all the way up to Susquehanna. Susquehanna opens up to Chesapeake Bay. I live right by the Patapsco River. I have a creek behind my house that is a tributary to the Little Patuxent River that flows into the Chesapeake Bay. I look at my creek sometimes and I think this creek connects me to the world. This creek flows into the Little Patuxent, which flows into the Middle Patuxent, which flows into the larger Patuxent, which goes into the Chesapeake Bay. Chesapeake Bay goes into the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean touches the shore of Europe, touches the shore of Africa, touches the shore of all kinds of places. South America. That little creek takes me to the world. That's no excuse for getting the river wrong, though. Yeah, we had some geese and ducks down at my little pond. It's a good sign, isn't it, Sue? Tigerkin says Andrew Montalban, Windsor, the youngest brother of King Charles III, has been arrested. I know I heard that on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Police have said, not said what it led to the arrest, but Andrew spent decades as UK trade envoy. I saw a quote from his brother, "Let justice play out." Sorry. And it says, how was my workout today? Easy. Hard yesterday. Today was just my morning with my morning walk, my morning round of yoga. Then I did just 100 one-arm swings, very, very light. It's good for the back. 100 swings a day gets my back feeling just right, especially on my off days. And then I did a heavy hand walk. So heavy hands are the like a dumbbell, but they're designed for the hands. So you can open the hands if you want, and you got to use them correctly. You're not just carrying them. You're literally swinging your arms. As your left foot steps out, your right arm comes up. 3 levels. Level 1 is you're just moving a little bit. Level 2, you're bringing them up to shoulder. Level 3, you're going high. You can also do curls. You can do presses, but you got to do it bilateral. So with my left, I curl. With my left steps, I press. With my left steps, I can do a lateral raise. So it's all done bilaterally. Really good workout. Gets the heart rate up like that. You can also do double swings, by the way. The key is you take 4 steps as you're swinging, 2 steps as you're swinging, 2 steps as you're coming back up. You look weird. I'm used to it. Hey, one day at a time. It was a good show back in the day. Shaheem, how are you, my friend? Good evening to you. All right, today looking good as usual. Thank you for that. Eric, good point. Hey, Eric. That was beautiful, Yogi. I have a spring-fed pond in my backyard that eventually makes it to the ocean. I always thought the same thing. You know, when my father passed away, him and I used to talk about that all the time. My father was a middle school science teacher, specialized in earth science. That was his love, and maps. He had his master's degree in geography and a master's degree in geology. Had a degree for I forget which education. And we would talk about that. We would talk about the connection of things. And when he passed away, I remember reading Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master's book, of knowing his mother wasn't gone because now he could see her He could see her. He could trace her in the palm of his hand, the lines. He could see her knowing, just from the lines of physical science. Energy is neither destroyed, neither made nor destroyed. That every molecule that we are right now will exist after the we that we think we are is no longer here. Every atom that we have right now has been something else and will be something else. You don't think that we have some kind of continuation with that, some kind of energetic connection? Everything continues. I'm breathing in molecules that Leonardo da Vinci breathed in. I'm breathing in molecules that Jesus breathed in right now. The same ones, not molecules like, the same ones. So trace that to just a little creek behind your house and think what that connects you with. Everything. Everything. So, Buddhism, Hinduism, yoga, Course in Miracles, they talk about the illusory world. I'm a big believer in that. I've had my own glimpses outside the illusion. But you know what? Illusion or otherwise, it's all connected. And it's all pretty amazing. And it's all pretty beautiful. Sameem says it all feels like a simulation. It can, for sure. The only thing I disagree with when we use the word simulation is it makes it sound like we're in a sort of like there's a limit. And then there's something outside of that limit, that there's a dome over top, right? And there's someone who is causing the simulation. Guess what? We are all causing it. We are all projecting. We have all dreamed this world into existence. Every one of us has had moments, whether we remember them or not, where we've actually caught sight of the dreamlike nature of the world, the illusory nature of the world. Hey, Carl. Carl, I appreciate you passing through here. But we're doing it collectively. So a tree isn't a tree until it's observed and we collapse the wave into particles. To say something has a wave-like nature is saying it's illusory, right? Mustafa says, to lead, there's a dish called emina, and it's the most expensive dish you can prepare, and I will prepare that for you. What makes it so expensive, Mustafa? Hey, Eric Lapointe, how's things in the gym? I had a laugh at your post. Put your weights away. I often say on my workout live streams, there are two types of people: those who put all their stuff away, all their weights, all the plates, the squat rack, the bar, and those you don't. I happen to be both of those people. I get to be the complete asshole in my home gym, doesn't put anything away. I also get to be the person that wakes up in the morning and goes down to the gym and goes, man, what the hell kind of asshole didn't put their stuff away? It's me. Both of them. These guys talking about her pumpkin pie, which happens to be, by the way, the best pie in the world, bar none. Let's see. Meme says, I wish we could break through. I want to see what's on the other side. I want to feel physically present with God forever. Though I don't feel like I'm walking with God, though I do feel like I'm walking with God spiritually. So here's what's on the other side. For one, there's really no other side. It doesn't exist. There are no sides. And an illusion is an illusion is an illusion. So if this is a dream, There's no other side of the dream. There's just waking up from the dream. And when you wake up from the dream, you always are where you are. And where you are is at home with God right now. You can't be separate. Fortunately, God did not leave us alone in this dream world. Again, the Course says the Holy Spirit is the voice for God. But ignore the language of the Course if it doesn't resonate with you. You have a guide, a higher self, a higher existence, a higher intuition, divine guidance, whatever you call it. The voice for God existing within you now. So we're never left alone. Ask, what do you need to know? What do you want to know? Turn to that voice, but you got to be quiet because the Holy Spirit speaks in intuition, speaks in silence, speaks in vibrations, speaks in urges and nudges, and always and only speaks in love. Always and only speaks in love. If you hear anything other than love, then you're listening to the ego. The ego always speaks first, always speaks loudest, and is always wrong. Always. You might not realize it when it's happening. You might insist that you're right. Guess what? Insisting that you're right means that you're wrong. Hey, Sniper. Greetings, beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies, under the same stars. Yeah, I bet. Lady Sky, I didn't see your answer. Did you, have you bought water? It's probably hard to get right now, right? Eric says, I pulled my groin doing squats, it hurt my chest doing burpees, ironically. So I'm limited on my exercises, but I found a way today without hurting myself further. What do you do? So what are you doing that doesn't hurt farther? How about how about 4-count burpees? Yeah, odd that you would hurt your chest doing burpees. So I wanted to read lesson 155 because it's been on my mind. This is about stepping aside from the ego and letting the Holy Spirit, the voice for God, lead the way. Because I love the description. This is the description of enlightenment. And guess what? This is who we could be right now. There is a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You do not change appearances, though you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene, your eyes are quiet, and the ones who walk the world as you do recognize their own. Yet those who have not yet perceived the way will recognize you also, and believe that you are like them as you were before. But you're not. The world is an illusion. Those who choose to come to it are seeking for a place where they can be illusions and avoid their own reality. Yet when they find their own reality is even here, then they step back and let it lead the way. What other choice is there really to make? To let illusions walk ahead of truth is madness. But to let illusions sink behind the truth and let the truth stand forth as to what it is merely sanity. This is a simple choice we make today. The mad illusion will remain alive, will remain a while in evidence for those to look upon who choose to come, and have not yet rejoiced to find that they were mistaken in their choice. They cannot learn directly from the truth because they have denied that as so. And so they need a teacher who perceives their madness, but who still can look beyond illusion to the simple truth in them. That is the Holy Spirit. So illusions still appear to cling to you, that you may reach them, yet it has stepped back. And it is not illusion that they will hear you speak nor illusions that will bring their eyes to look on and their minds to grasp. Nor can the truth, which walks ahead of you, speak to them through illusion. For the road leads past illusions now, while on their way, you call to them that they may follow you. Love the language of the Course. Let's see. Samim says, so true. Wish I could just wrap the ego, throw it away in a bin. Wish there wasn't at all. Wish it wasn't there at all. But then I feel that mean exposing my vulnerable side to the world. It's an interesting point. So, first off, we don't need to do anything to the ego. The ego doesn't truly exist. So we don't need to ignore it. We don't need to fight it. We just need to know that it's not true. That's it. The old spiritual saying, no fuss, no muss. We don't need to do anything with it. We don't need to do any special spiritual techniques. Nothing. We just know it's not true. And then we choose something else. Continuously choose that higher wisdom. Continuously choose the voice for God. And the ego takes care of itself. Meaning, it'll go on making those demands. It'll go on being the ego, doing ego stuff. But it gets smaller, less important, less prominent. Now, there's going to be some backlash because it's going to come roaring back. Does not like to be ignored. But it doesn't matter. It's not real. And as far as the vulnerable side to the world, that's who you really are. Hey, Tom. How are you, my friend? We were talking about you way up top. So it's always the ego that says, hide your vulnerable side because the world's not ready for it. The world won't like it. The world will treat you harshly. That's the ego. The vulnerable side is who you truly are. Tom says, uh-oh. You know what you did. Hey, Anna Marie, how are you? Hello, Mr. Yogi. Hello, amazing, beautiful people of the chat. Hope everyone's having a beautiful, blessed day. So far, definitely. How are you, Anna? Sepa says, from this perspective, the ego represents the instrument of manifestation and limitation required for the soul to experience the physical world. The ego is not viewed merely as a psychological construct, but as a necessary function mechanism within a much broader energetic and evolution framework. Yep, definitely see things different. Yogic and Buddhist, and of course miracles, Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, it's just not here. Psychologically speaking, neuroscientifically speaking, it's just not here. To believe we need help navigating, believe we need an illusory guide to guide us through an illusion, keeps us in illusion. To turn to what is real, remember, nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. The ego can certainly be threatened, right? Anna Marie says, better today. Been a rough week. Had a few emotional moments this week, but much better today. Anytime you need a friend, anytime you need to reach out. This meme says, exactly, it comes back unexpectedly. Suddenly it becomes even stronger than last time. It just shouts louder. Have you ever confronted a bully and they just shout louder at you? But it's the same bully, the same stuff, the same crap they've always been saying. So louder doesn't mean stronger. Louder doesn't mean more powerful. It just means louder. And it says, how long have you been studying Course in Miracles? 30-ish years. varying degrees of seriousness and commitment and success. I first heard of it in the late 80s. Um, I started reading books about it 90, 91. I think I bought the book in 93. I think I put the book away in 93. I think I took the book out again in 94. I think I put the book away in 94. I think I took the book out again in 95. Um, hey, Dan, much love to you, my friend. Dan has turned into a, Dan's always been a beast, always been a monster, but he's turned into a lean monster these days. With you and Skits, man, showing up all of a sudden with abs. It's like there was a special at Walmart. Pick up your abs. Tom says, I see a pattern. Yes, it's a typical pattern for a lot of people. And then one day it sticks. One day my life became almost unbearable. And I was ready. And I never put it away again. And it says, I really appreciate that. Anna Marie says, I really appreciate that, Miss Yogi. I will reach out, messenger, if that's okay. Yes, for sure. Anytime. It says, good to see you, Dan. Hey, Tiny K. It says, just as ley lines focus telluric energy into specific points of the earth, the ego focuses the vast, diffuse consciousness of the soul into a specific human form. The soul is oceanic and boundless. The ego is a vessel. Hey, Jacob. Candid Foodie Samim says, it makes it difficult to breathe sometimes. Head full of noise, no silence. Peace feels like a luxury. Peace feels temporary. When I'm sitting meditating with God, but the noise is too loud. Maybe what kind of meditation are you doing? Maybe we need a different kind of meditation. I can understand that, Samim. Does feel lonely. What's up, grilled cheese? Hey, Stan. Hey, Shelly. Patty K says she's fine. I'm glad to hear that. Snapper says, welcome home, grilled cheese. So let's unpack this a bit, Samim. Growing feels lonely because we feel we are outgrowing things. But really, what we're doing is leaving things behind, leaving things that don't really exist. If you're leaving an illusion behind, have you lost anything? When you wake up to who you truly are, when you wake up to an indescribable love, when you wake up to home, have you left anything behind? Shelly, how are you, my friend? Shelly and her amazing, talented family highlighted and showcased in her amazing and talented live streams and her videos, her shorts. Some of the most creative shorts out there. I tried to make a video today of something that I wrote. I just do not have the technical expertise to do it. So I posted it uh, on my wall, on my thing. What's it called? Thing. I think that's going to be the best that I can do. I'm not even sure that I'm going to be able to make the ebook that I have. Me and technology. So if it says letting go of all that holds you back, yes. We've been using the example of clenched fist. I love using the example of the night sky or early dawn right before the sun actually comes up. Go out, clench your fist, hold them up to the sky. Feels like quite an angry figure, especially if you're squeezing hard, right? There's no room for anything. Clenched fist can hold absolutely nothing. It's you against the universe. I'm ready to fight. Claim my little speck of existence. A large, indifferent universe doesn't care if I live or die, right? Clenched fist against the sky. Take those same fists, reach up, open your hands. Is there any place where your hands leave off and the universe begins? Is there any place where the universe stops and you begin? Or is it just a seamless expression of isness? Is. In Buddhism, they say suchness because there's no real description for it. It's the suchness, the very essence of life. In Italian, you know what I mean. Sometimes only a gesture is going to do it. And it says, leaving things behind, things that don't exist. So for a busy mind, sometimes mantra meditation, which is what I teach, generally speaking, doesn't work. Sometimes even the breath doesn't work, right? The mind wanders. Now, of course, meditation is the art of returning. It's not the absence of thought. It's not focusing or concentrating on the mantra. It's having all these thoughts and then thinking the mantra, and then having all these thoughts and then thinking the mantra. And pretty soon you are aware when you're thinking the mantra, and you are aware when you're having thoughts. Guess what? You are aware. That points out who you are, aware. Mantra meditation is effortless. It's without concentration. There's no cadence. There's no rhythm to the mantra. We think it when we remember it. We have regular thoughts when we forget it. Somewhere between the regular thought and the mantra is the gap. The gap is the ever-present silence that exists between everything. It's the silence between the notes that make the song. It's the space within a vase that holds the flower. Let me ask you a question. Did I sound more poetic when I said vase? Normally I say vase. But I wanted to make a point across. I wanted to be fancy. Eric Lapointe is here. Eric Lapointe has the fanciest name that I know. So I was trying to be fancy too. Vase. I was going to send Eric Lapointe a letter, but I didn't have an envelope. Anyway, that's how you do mantra meditation. Don't worry about a quiet mind. The mind's not supposed to be quiet. Let me take that back. The mind is already quiet. The brain doesn't want to be quiet. The brain will never be quiet. The job of the brain is to think, is to produce, is to do things, is to direct. But the mind is always quiet. The mind is the sky, and it's always clear. It's always open, spacious. It has no need to engage with clouds. Clouds pass through. It has no need to block a bird's flight. Birds are free to fly. It has no need to blunt the reach of a branch. They're welcome to expand. The mind allows and allows and allows and allows. If you have thoughts, think the thoughts. Don't worry about them. Return to the mantra or the breath. Now, there's a wonderful mantra called the Soham. Soham is the natural sound of the breath. We breathe in, we follow the in-breath. Don't try to control it. When the breath comes in, think so. S-O. When you exhale, think hum. H-U-M. So, don't turn it into a rhythmic thing. When the breath comes in, think so. Think hum. You settle down quickly. Paramahansa Yogananda did this meditation technique. He called it hung so, and he reversed it. As you breathe in, hung. So. Hung Sa. Sawhung. I prefer the simplicity of so. But he called this reaching the deathless state. This is when the heart rate slows down, and it does so very quickly, following the breath and thinking a mantra at the same time. If you want, you can put a light focus right there on the third eye. You settle into this remarkable stillness in a very, very short time. Your breathing almost stops. You feel like you're on this pinprick of existence. You teeter either way. That was me teetering, by the way. And then, like that, thoughts come rushing back. It's okay. You just go back to the mantra. Meditation is the art of returning. But let me tell you one of my favorite ways of meditating that you don't have to worry about thoughts at all, coming or going. It's called passage meditation. Passage meditation it's really an ancient form of meditation. It's also called contemplative prayer. Desert fathers, the early Christian desert fathers used to do it. The rishis, the seers used to do it with the holy texts, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads. Jewish sages did it with the Zohar, which is an important text in Kabbalah. And with passage meditation, this was brought to modern light by Eknatheswaran. I think he was a saint. He taught passage meditation. Very important teacher for me. One of the first forms of meditation that wasn't guided that I had ever done. And you take a spiritual passage. It needs to be something, don't make up your own. It needs to be something that is, hey, Mark, how are you, my friend? It needs to be something that has stood the test of time, that carries the vibrational pattern of countless people through not just decades, but millennials repeating it, or at least 1,000 years or so. Let me dive back in the chat before I describe it. Well, Chief says, Draz, can I come out from under your feet? Let's see. It says, Seda is a stage where remote viewing and telepathic. In yogic literature, in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, they're called the siddhis, those psychic gifts that we're blessed with. Jelly says, he's my son. Go cheese. Bus Villanove, how are you, my friend? Hey, Chelly, do you want to summon up your son so he can reach out to people? People can reach out to him. I don't want to mod him up unless you would like me to. So, Eknatheswaran says the best place to start. We meditate. We become what we meditate upon. The best place to start is for him the prayer of Saint Francis. Although you could pick something from the Bhagavad Gita or the Upanishads or from the Zohar or from the Bible. Doesn't need to be lengthy. We want it long enough. We're going to try to do this for 10, 20, 30 minutes. When you make it through, start over again. You might not make it through. So he urges us to start with the prayer of Saint Francis. If you become what you meditate upon, what better thing to meditate on than being an instrument of God's peace or an instrument of peace? The thing is, each word is dropped in the conscious mind like a pebble dropped in a pool of water. Ripples out and then goes silent. Ripples out and then goes silent. You're planting each word like a seed that's going to sprout in your daily life. If if everyone started today and we meditated on the prayer of St. Francis in this style, in 30 days, your life would be different. You would be more peaceful. Your blood pressure would be lower. You would be calmer. You would be kinder. You'd be more considerate. I'm not saying that you're inconsiderate. I'm saying you'd be more considerate. You'd be compassionate. You would make a difference in the world. Now, don't take that the wrong way. Lots of people who meditate are making a big difference. Lots of people who don't meditate are making a big difference in the world. I'm talking about a different kind of existence, a different kind of difference, where we've I'm going to speak sniper's language. Our vibrational patterns have changed, and we are emanating peace from the core of our being. So we begin. Let me read it first. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. So this second part of the passage, the O divine Master that we are praying to, that we're meditating upon, is the Master that resides within us, our highest state, our connection to God. It does not exist anywhere outside of us. And when we say it is in dying to self, it is in dying to ego, that we are born to the eternal life of heaven itself. So, hey, Flor, here's how we use it in meditation. We close our eyes, we sit straight, not rigid, straight, comfortable. Hands wherever you want them. I like doing a mudra. I might do this. I might do the Vishnu mudra. You can just put them flat on your lap, palms up, palms down. Be comfortable. If you itch at any time during the meditation, scratch. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi said, don't turn your meditation into an itch, meaning that you spend the whole time saying to yourself, I'm not going to scratch, I'm not going to scratch, I'm not going to scratch. That becomes your mantra. Go ahead and scratch, get it over with. Wipe your nose. Do what needs to be done, and then go back. Every word is dropped in slowly, at your own pace, your own rhythm, Lord. You can string some of them together, other ones you want to stand out. You will find a way to do it naturally. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Just slow it down, slow it down. Let those words drop in. Work your way through the prayer. You will have thoughts. That's okay. Come back to the prayer. However, in Tibetan Buddhism, they call it Shenpa. Shenpa means hook. It's where you hook a fish and you haul it out of the water, right? Our thoughts have a tendency to hook us, and they haul us out of the water of meditation. When that happens, just a small penalty, if you want to call it a penalty, we go back to the beginning of the prayer. We don't just, if you have a thought, that's fine. Just start where you would let go. But if you have a thought and then it hooks you and you start thinking, man, what am I going to have for dinner? What did I have for dinner yesterday? How come I can remember what dinner that I'm having? If the monkey mind takes over, sooner or later you catch yourself, go to the top of the prayer, start over again without any fuss, without any ill will or hurt feelings or sense of failure. That's how we meditate. That's the process. That's how you do it. Start again. Guess what? You can always start again. You can always choose again. Central theme of Course in Miracles is choose again. So you chose the ego. It's okay. The important thing is now you know that you chose the ego. And now you can choose something else. All right. To me, this is a wonderful way to meditate because if your mind's always busy, sometimes it's hard to hold on to that mantra. But everyone can hold on to a passage. And again, imagine waking up as an instrument of peace. Imagine where there is hatred if you could still love. Imagine if someone actually injured you, and I'm not talking about breaking a leg. Someone called you a name. Someone poked fun of you on a live stream. Someone did this. Someone did that. Imagine if you pardoned. Imagine if you forgave. Where there is doubt, faith, despair, hope, darkness, light, sadness, joy. Hey, Falcon, how are you? Hey, Selma. Hey, guys, we're probably going to wrap it up in just a minute. Got some things to do. I do have a guest tonight. Our friend Fiona Visser, she's been up once before. She's got some exciting news. She's going to share, and we're going to talk. Healing, the healing power of forgiveness, the healing power of love, the truth of who we are. Who knows where else we're going to go? Falcon says, practice, practice, always. The practice is the thing. Yep, I did that. It's one of the first meditations I did until my parents did not like me having a candle and an open flame or even matches. Hey, Michael. Michael, how'd your live stream go? Glad you had fun, Michael. Hey, guys, so we'll pack it in. Any questions about that meditation? Thank you, Tony K. Love you too, my friend. Did I miss anyone who came in? If I did, I apologize, guys. Is the kingdom of heaven really within? Says Falcon. The answer to that is no. It isn't really within. But you're not going to find it unless you look within. How frequently should you try as a beginner? As a beginner, once a day with that type of meditation. If you wanted to, you could do an additional in a second. Now, if we're doing mantra meditation, twice a day, start out 10 minutes each time. When when I became a teacher of meditation, when I got certified, uh, we taught 30 minutes twice a day. What I found from my own teaching experiences is that a lot of people, the majority of people, just were not ready. It's busy, busy time, man. People are on the go. 10 minutes twice a day does wonders and it will grow and you'll start wanting more. I think the magic, the sweet spot, 20 minutes twice a day. First thing in the morning, wake up, pee, sit down and meditate. Definitely in that order. Um, Not every meditation, and they certainly didn't in my certification class, they didn't teach breath work before meditation. What I found is when you do breath work, then meditation becomes easy because everything. So type Sniper will attest to this. He has been talking quite a bit about breath work and the benefits. When you do your breath work, you slow everything down and you drop effortlessly, seamlessly into meditation because it already takes you there. Shirley says they don't know how to slow down and allow themselves to get centered. Absolutely. So we teach them. I was so happy to when I became a meditation teacher. I've told the story of why I did it. I don't drop my meditations at these times. I get insights, and they happen at various times, usually for only 20 or 30 seconds. Thank you, Shelley. So my breathwork coach used to always tell me that um, you can get 90% of all the benefits of meditation just through breath work alone. And as a certified meditation teacher, I didn't really like hearing that. I would debate the issue with him. I've come to see that he's mainly right. Busy people don't want to sit down, they don't want to meditate, they're not drawn in that direction yet for whatever reason. If you did 3 rounds of meditation, I'm sorry, 3 rounds of breath work, less than 5 minutes, we're talking about 10 breaths, 3 times a day. Let me say this again. In 30 days, your life would be different. You would be calmer, more centered, more focused. Your heart rate would be lower. Your blood pressure would be down. Your concentration would be improved. You'd be more inspired. You'd be more responsive, less reactive. You'd be healthier. 30 breaths, 30 mindful breaths a day, therapeutically as needed. Here's the thing, guess what? You're gonna breathe anyway, right? So give me 30 breaths. I teach you how to do it for free. We do breath work all the time, but what you want to know is why am I doing this breath for this purpose? And when should I do it? So, coffee breathing, water breathing, whiskey breathing, 3 categories. Why did we do them? Why would you drink a cup of coffee? Why would you mix something with water? Why would you have a glass of whiskey? Remember, these are metaphors. You want coffee to wake up, to get going, clarify the mind, sharpen your focus, right? Warm up the lungs. You want water breathing, water mixes with everything. If you need to be lifted up a little bit, it does that. If you need to calm down a little bit, it does that. It fits the occasion that you need it to. Whiskey breathing slows you down. It slows you down. Thank you, Cher Bear, my friend. And slows you down a little bit more. Prepares you for sleep as part of your sleep hygiene practice. It really lowers the heart rate. It helps you enter this calm, collected, responsive, parasympathetic state, the rest and digest state. Hey, sighing's actually a really good practice, Shelley. Sighing can become a meditation. Osho, the spiritual teacher Osho, had a sighing meditation. Rogan says walking meditations are great if you love walking. They are. You can bring a very mindful approach. Miss Daisy, how are you? So, Shelley, this is for you. The physiological benefits of sighing helps maintain lung function, activates the parasympathetic nervous state. That's the rest and digest. It's very relaxing. Breathe in. This is a physiological side where we breathe in, filling the belly about 80%. Then we top off the breath with a sip. And then we sigh, put the tongue in the roof of the mouth, behind the front teeth, purse the lips, and sigh. 3 times. Just doing it that once, I already feel the difference. Or we can just sigh. Good for what ails you. It regulates breathing, it increases alertness. Mental and emotional benefits, it's stress and anxiety relief, it improves the mood, it enhances emotional regulation, self regulation. So, if you find yourself spontaneously sighing, Shelly, it's exactly what you need to do. It'll improve your mood. Man, so even you can sigh on purpose, so even if you just catch yourself doing it, still a valuable practice to do. You're welcome, Shelly. I wouldn't say that I'm so amazing friend. I would say that I have amazing friends, but thank you for that. I certainly do have amazing friends, and I'm happy to count you as one of them, Shelly. All right. So speaking of breath work and speaking of meditation, it's my time to do breath work and meditation. Um, I will see everyone. Hey, come on by tonight. Support my guest. She's a great teacher. She healed herself from a clinical state of vertigo that had her bedridden at times. She healed herself by practicing forgiveness. Imagine that. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you all hopefully tonight. If not, tomorrow. Take care, guys.